Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the final presentation for this afternoon's, or today's rather, 9th of January 2025, our first ever virtual catalogue launch. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We've all really learnt something. We've enjoyed crafting together. And just as a little, just in case you missed us, I will be with Caroline and Elizabeth. We're going to go and have a break, have a cup of tea, catch our breath, and we're going to do one more presentation each, starting live on this YouTube channel at 7 o'clock tonight. So we do hope, yeah, I am live. Hi, Ed, and I'm hoping you're able to hear and see what we're doing. Anyway, so here we go. You might be wondering what you're looking at. Well, there's a very definite reason I've decided to share this with you this afternoon. This is a wonderful stamp set, a red rubber one for a change. It has 5 stamps in it. The box always tells you how many you need, with a plant, a flower, 2 sentiments, thank you very much, have the best day, and handmade by. And you'll notice it's sitting alongside 2 packets of our Stampin' Up markers. Now, she's thinking, what are they? Now, I'll explain all about these in a moment, but I'm going to tell you the bigger reason these are here is because if you take hold of the Celebration catalogue, do you remember the little mini one? Oh, you've lost the front, Louise. The little mini one that looks like this, real Beatlesque on here. If you go right to the back and you're thinking, actually, I'm really enjoying all of this and I'd love to be part of something, or you just want to build up your stash, I think we have a really, really good offer. And it helps us to love what you do, because our mission is to love what I do and share what I love. And in that way, I make a difference. Currently, you can choose £130 worth of products. So that's any £130 from the annual catalogue, the mini catalogue, online exclusives, kits, and as well as your £130, you only pay £99. But you can choose to get a further £90 worth of value, which is this stamp set and 2 of the Stampin' Up marker bundles. So without further ado, I'm going to explain what these actually are. They're more like what you or I may know as a traditional felt tip. They're unusual in as much as they come, they do come with lids. This one's decided to lose its, there we go. You come with a lid. They're double-ended. So you have a fine tip and a brush end. And they come in our colour families. Now, I'm just going to bring in a very tiny piece of white, ordinary basic white card. And I'm going to go for the leaf stamp. I'm going to pick it up with a block, like so. And you'll notice I'm not using any ink, because the beauty of these Stampin' Up markers, if this is, they all have the colours on, and this is Old Olive. So I'm going to go with the brush end, and I'm going to colour directly onto my stamp. So this is a little technique you might not have thought of. And one of the fun parts of doing this, like this, is you can bring in a different shade of green. This is Granny Apple. And just add a bit of other colour. Can't see it right now, but it will work. And I'm going to bring in my real red brush end again for the, oh, it looks more like it's Poppy Parade actually, for the pot. And then the only other thing I would recommend, don't share this amongst your friends, but is to give it a bit of a, so it actually stays stamped. And then I'm just going to pop that on there. Fingers crossed, it's worked. And there we go. And then if I wanted to, I could use the green just to stamp the stalk in there. Now, I'm going to then grab one of the little sentiment stamps, grab another block. I think this is a really lovely stamp set to actually own. And I'm going to bring in my Memento ink and just going to stamp. Thank you so very much. And then if I were able, a little bit more time, I could trim that round and add it to a card. So you can see straight away, just with some pens and the stamps and a basic black ink, some white card, you've got a really useful little project. Now, talking of simple projects, we sell mini note cards, which I like to create thank yous for. So I'm going to use the same thank you very much at the bottom on this one. And down we go. And pop that out of the way because I've just re-inked it and it's very black. Pop that over there. I'm going to use the same stamp. No, I think we'll have a go with the flower. So I'll take the stamp off. Where's my Stampin' Scrub? Let's use my Stampin' Scrub because it's very, very clean. Edward likes to use these markers, I do know, and I know he's even better than me because he writes in them. To get everything completely colour coordinated. I pop that over there. And I'm going to bring in the flower. I think this is a bit like a hydrangea. So I'm going to go with some Flirty Flamingo. Remember to use the brush end and go all the way across it like so. Sorry, my beads are rattling on the glass. I've loved making the videos, Ed. It's been good fun. And then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to the middle, like so. And I'm going to bring in the Granny Apple Green because I don't want it too dark a green on my leaf. And you can see that I'm just colouring it in there. Don't forget my stalk this time. And then just because you can add a little bit of shading along the top, down there, slightly darker green. And I might just put a little bit of red right in the middle. And the fun part of this is it's quite creative because you actually have absolutely no idea whether it's going to work. But so I'm going to hold my card down, pick my block up, position that about there, squidge a little bit, and let's see. And there we go. We have a very pretty, very simple little coloured stamp. Now, if you wanted to add more to this, what you could do is to then use your pens to colour these in. However, that might get a little bit messy. Now, I've not tried this before, so we're going to give it a whirl. Live exclusive for me here. Because this is a glass mat, you can add, you can if your pen's working, that one's half dead. You can add ink to it. And then I'm going to pick up, this is a blender pen. And if you haven't come across these, you really do need to. They're great fun. I'm going to pick up a blender pen. I'm going to pick up the ink with my blender pen. And I'm hoping, let's see if it works. Yes. I can add some colour. So far all you've had is you've chosen your product from the catalogue, chosen £130 worth of stuff, so card, a favourite stamp set, but you're going to get this stamp set completely and utterly free. And I'm now going to add a bit of pink to my flower. So I'm just going to make another little puddle. I'm going to just wipe that on some paper so it stays the right colour. Pick up the pink and I'm going to add some pink. So all I've got is on top is a blender pen and some Stampin' Up markers and the stamp set as well. So I think this is a fabulous way of starting your creative Stampin' Up journey. And I'm just going to keep going like that with the colours. You can see what we're doing, a little bit more of the yellow and a little bit more of the yellow. I need a new Daffodil Delight. I'm going to bring in a little bit of, who are you? Calypso Coral. A little bit of Calypso Coral. And add a bit of Flirty Flamingo as well. And because it's a blender pen, you can keep going over. Like so. Hopefully making quite a pretty little flower with not too many products. And the only other thing I would then bring in, because you've got to have one of these, is your Stella. There we go. And then you'll see is you've got a very simple little card. Just says thank you very much. So don't forget, if you've ever thought about joining us on this incredible adventure, and it genuinely has, I have friends from around the world. I visit places. I'm off to Strasbourg in March with more Stampin' Up demos. It's taken me to places I wouldn't have even dreamt of going. Who knew I was going to end up in New Orleans? But I love every minute of it. And as I say, it simply is a case of following the links, choosing to join us now, choosing £130 of the product and asking to receive these as well. Now, the other thing I want talking about colouring, some of you will have seen this video and I just wanted to expand on it a little bit more. This is the Nature's Painting Kit. And if you notice, Elizabeth is promoting kits as a great way of running an online class. I'm actually going to use kits in my next class that's a new class for Retford. There will be details on the Facebook page. This one comes with watercolour pencils, your aqua painter, instructions, and an amazing cards. Now, just for today, I'm going to very quickly they come in a booklet, and I'm going to go and find one. I know which one I want, I think. Let me just flip to the back and make sure. There are some blank ones if you're feeling brave. I'm not. Oh, I might do an acorn one. No, I know what I wanted to do. Stop being acorns, Louise. I want to finish. Let's finish this one. So I started this one already. This is the nasturtiums. So I'm not going to use any other colours than what's come in the box. If you remember, I tend to colour quite softly, and I tend to try and go round and round and round as opposed to just a scribble. That way I find that when I use the blender in a minute, I don't get so... I'm just done with it. I've just put it in the box. I'm tidying up after myself. It's fatal. You don't get so many lines, and it's very, very calming. So talking about my next class, it's called Kit, Kate and Connections. You're welcome to come and join me at Cath's on the 22nd of January, 7 o'clock. I'm going out of my comfort zone for an evening class, and we will be making either kits like this, card kits, there's some diary kits, there's some notebooking kits, or I'm actually going to bring along some memory keeping scrapbook kits. It's £10 per person. And as I say, I'll put the information in a link below. But I'd love to come and share these stamps and these kits with you. And can you see straight away how easy it is with the blends? Now, the other thing I wanted to try, and I've not tried this again, is to use a dauber with some of these pen inks. So I need to find a green, and I think the Granny Apple Green might be the best. Making a puddle here of Granny Apple Green. I've got a little dauber. My son used to call these grown-up finger painting. They pop on your finger, like so, and hopefully I'm going to be able to pick up that ink. I think I might need a bit more ink, but the big sponge. And it might not do anything, but we can have a try. But what I'm hoping is I'll be able to add, yes, look at that. I'm adding the ink to these bigger leaves. And by using a dauber, I'm not getting such a huge concentration of ink. Be a little bit careful, because you will get a blob. Now, what happens if I try and do it on a flower? Let's have a see. I'm really just playing. I'm quite liking the coloured flowers though, so I think I'm going to stick to colouring the flowers. I'm going to pick up some more ink and I'm going to come round here. Sounds like something in dreadful problems. And I'm quite liking this effect. And what I'm also thinking is if I'd got another one out, which I didn't, I could have done the background. Now, the beauty of the blender pen is you can do, I'll just show you what I mean on this big orange one down here. You just colour in round and round and round. Remember I said to colour rather than to scrub. And then bring in your yellow crayon. Daffodil Delight, I believe it's known as in the business. And the harder you press, the more colour you'll get onto your flower. And I'm just going to do this to the edges. And then I'm going to bring my blender in. And I'm just going to stroke it outwards, following those lines there, round the edge, round the edge. I hope you can see that we're beginning to build up the flower. I won't rush and do it all tonight. You don't need to sit and watch me colour. But the other thing that would be really useful in the middle here is to bring this stamp set back in that says thank you very much. And you could actually stamp directly onto these cards, like so, because it's proper card. I don't know what proper card is. Use your grid to line yourself up straight and go for it. Thank you so very much. And straight away, you've created your own little piece of art. Now, if you wanted to, you could trim that. You could trim, and I'm just sitting here looking at some of these colours I've got over here. I've got a bit of the Calypso Coral here. And I'm just wondering, again, you can use a blender to do this with as well. You can actually pick up the ink from your ink pad. And I can actually add a bit of darker colour. Oh yes, look at that. Bit of definition with a blender pen to this card. I really do think, ladies, if you haven't got your blender pen yet, maybe it could be in one of the things that you thought about purchasing. But don't forget, as I told you, you're going to need to have your own customer place on our website. So what that means is you log in, you can follow the links to shop with me or Elizabeth or Caroline, but when you come to place an order, you just place an order same as you do for Asda or M&S or Cardo or Next, and you will have your own little portal. It'll have your own login details. Make sure you're shopping with one of us, because obviously we then get a little bit of benefit because you've chosen to shop with us, which is lovely. Thank you very much. And you will also, really exciting news coming soon. I can't remember, don't quote me on it. I think it's March. You'll start looking forward from Stampin'Up. Every time you place an order of £20 or more, you're going to get a reward, a bit like a loyalty card. And I think that's going to be great fun, because that way, see, I'm just getting carried away here and now I've felt tipped it all. You will be able to get those rewards. They won't be instant. You don't get the rewards off the order you're placing. You get the order, the voucher will come in your email, which is why you need to have your own customer portal rather than putting it through me or through Elizabeth or through Caroline. You'll get the reward and you can save those up until you've got enough to buy something big again. And I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. It is a change, but then change happens sadly in this world. And if you want any more information, do get in touch and I'll tell you. So I'll stop waffling and I'll stop colouring, and hopefully you can see with just a few pens or a nature's painting kit, you can actually start to create some really wonderful pieces. If I wanted to, I could trim that down. It's annoying me. I'm going to just get my little dauber and just run it over there. I'm going to bring my Wink of Stella in on this leaf and add some sparkle to it. But I'm hoping you can see that just quite simply, you can use pencils or crayons to create something really rather lovely. As I say, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to tidy myself up and we will be back, Elizabeth, Caroline and myself, starting at 7 on the YouTube channel, Louise Colourful Crafts, and we'll share, I think we're sharing the storybook moment suite, we're showing the book stamps, and I'm going to share the Floral Delight. So take care. It's been lovely to see you.